two of my favorite sharpshooters is Annie Oakley and Sergeant York. You're about to see a clip of Annie Oakley going back to 1894, and then Sergeant York, of course, in his movie Alvin York, giving a demonstration on shooting.
Press your cheek a little closer at the stock.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that front sight divides the rear sight in half.
I reckon I know about that, Sergeant.
Oh, you reckon you know about that, do you? We'll see. Here. Load. Aim. Fire.
A miss!
Miss.
So you know about sighting, do you?
I sure thought I cut plumb center that time.
Then, huh?
I can't no way see how I can miss that whole great big target.
Sharpshooter York requests a remark.
Remark for 29.
Remark, 29.
Uh-oh. I didn't see that one.
A bullseye, 4 o'clock.
Bullseye.
I can't figure out how I got way down there on the edge. Well, I reckon I can do a little better when I get used to this here rifle gun.
Here's 5 chances to do better. Fire when ready. Hey, what are you wetting that front sight for?
Why, it kind of cuts down the haze. I always wet my sights when I'm fixing to do some shooting.
Okay, do some shooting.
Bullseye, dead center.
Bullseye.
Okay, York, you're on your own.
Let's see that target, Sergeant. Bring 29 to the firing line.
There's the first shot, and here's the other 5 here.
I reckon that there gun shoots a mite to the right.
Where'd you learn to shoot, York?
Well, I ain't never learned, Sergeant. Folks back home used to say I could shoot a rifle before I was weaned, but they was exaggerating some.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to demonstrate some shooting here, and I'm going to sight my rifle in. This is a 22 Rossi, and we're going to do some really important shooting here. So get myself ready, get my mask on, get ready to shoot over here. Yeah, that's good, that looks good. And then I'm going to get my hearing protection, and I'm going to take a shot at that target there and put my mask on. That's it, line myself up, there we go. That's perfect. Now I'm going to shoot. And you're saying, Little Bear, are you going crazy? How can you hit anything with that mask on? I can't. I can't hit something I can't see. You see, unless you're aiming at something, you can't hit it. You can't just randomly shoot without aiming. So you got to hit what you're aiming at. And that's what I'm doing. Now, I'll start all over again. And let's see if I can do better. I'll put this here. Put my hat on I'll put my hat on first, and then put my earmuffs on. And then I'm going to take careful aim, get my glasses. They're not only safety glasses, but I can also see better. And I'm going to aim carefully. This is what you call a semi-automatic. Every time you squeeze the trigger, the shot goes out. So I'm going to show you something about aiming. I've got 2 sights on this Rossi. This is called open sight. And the way that works is you look down the barrel you have a flange that's cut out. And then your eye simply follows that open flange. That's why it's called open sights. And it goes all the way to the very tip. And when you have the target lined up with the open flange and the tip, you squeeze the trigger. Now this is cool. This has a peep sight. And the peep sight is even better, because the way the peep sight works is it forces you with your optics, your eye, to narrow the field and concentrate on a given area, small area, makes the shot easier to line up and more accurate. A lot of military rifles have peep sights on them. Some people like them, some people don't. I like them because even without my glasses, I can peek through that hole and see fairly clearly at even long or short distances. It's pretty unique. And you can do an experiment. You can take your finger and you can tighten it very, very tiny and pretend you're looking through that finger at something, or actually start looking at something with your finger as a peep sight, and you can see at different focal lengths, short or far, it still focuses very quickly. What soldiers didn't like about it is if you had to quickly put it up to your shoulder and do a quick shot, it takes a moment or two to line your eye up, where with open sights, you can do it real quickly. Sergeant York preferred open sights. He didn't like peep sights, and he let his officers know that. Now we want to aim at things that are accurate in life so that we can hit them. If you don't aim at something, you will hit nothing. Well, you get the point. The point, no pun intended, is aiming. And do you know life is full of that? We've got to aim at something or we're not going to hit anything. And I remember after I got converted, one of my favorite scriptures was Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and then all these things shall be added unto you. You see, for us, from my experience, 70 years walking earth and being converted for over 50, I believe that God has a plan for our lives, and that plan is to fixate and focus on him. He's the author and the finisher of our faith, it says in Hebrews, fixing our eyes on Jesus. So unless you fix your eyes on Jesus, you're going to be random. It'd be like putting this mask on and not hitting the target. Sure, you might hit and miss. You might become successful and useful, but it's likely you're not going to be happy, because you cannot have any joy of the Lord apart from fixating our eyes upon him and waiting upon the Lord for him to fulfill the desire that he has for us. It may not be to be a scholar, to be working in an aerospace industry, someone that has lots of intelligence. It could be somebody that's very content to follow Jesus and work in a job that's just what somebody would call menial. But to that person, it's special. And it's special because they discovered what Jesus created them to do. We're all created special. And if we fix our eyes on Jesus first, beyond pursuing a career or pursuing a marriage or pursuing anything of interest, if we go to the Lord first and seek his kingdom, then those things are added to us that are wonderful, the things that he desires us to have. So we've got to set our sights on Jesus. I hope you get the point in doing that, because if you do, you will have success in life. I leave you with this word to pause and ponder.